This side I went a little bit crazier on it. Let's just make this side a little crazier too. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got a fun get ready with me video for y'all playing with new drugstore makeup. So I've got new things here to play with. A couple of them you've seen before in my new at the drugstore videos, but most of these you've not seen in those videos. I thought I would just kind of switch it up and do it in a get ready with me style this time. So this is the look that I ended up creating. I don't even know how to describe this, but I really like it. And I've got some fun makeup to share with you. So yeah, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Leslie. I love to do new at the drugstore videos, get ready with me's, reviews, favorites, some fashion content, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we're doing this look together today, playing with drugstore makeup. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've already applied some moisturizer. So I'm gonna start with the L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. Says infused with firming serum, and I have it in 20 Fair. 20 Fair. And I'm going to use a BK Beauty 106 brush to apply this. This is what it looks like. So it literally is like a tinted balm. It kind of reminds me of the one in the dropper serum, but this is just a little bit, I don't know, that has more of a obviously liquidy texture because it's a dropper, whereas this is obviously more of a kind of like a gel texture to it. But I actually really like this a lot. I do get shiny with it with my combo oily skin, but it really doesn't like break down on my skin. I just get pretty shiny with it, especially on my forehead. That's the main place I get shiny. But I think this applies nicely. I think it looks very skin-like. It feels good on the skin. I'm impressed with this. I actually really like this. It's funny. Before I tried the dropper tinted serum, I think I would have looked at this and gone, I'm not gonna like that at all, which is what I thought about the tinted serum before I tried it. But now that I know I love that, I actually wondered, I might like this too. Now on my nose, sometimes I struggle with getting even application without it kind of separating. I have that a lot with different foundations and stuff, so that's not like an unheard of thing. And I do have to work a little bit on my nose with this to kind of get the blend okay. But usually by the time I get powder on, it's totally fine. I'm gonna apply a little bit more on my cheeks where I have some discoloration and texture. So looking at some info on this product, it says light to medium coverage. Yes, I agree with that. It says luminous finish. It's supposed to have serum and antioxidants in it. Smooths lines, conceals imperfection, evens tone. Yes. It says 91% of women agree product minimizes imperfections like wrinkles and fine lines. It melts into the skin and smooths the complexion. Yeah, I really, really like this. Is it going to be like my most worn foundation type product? Probably not, but I mean, I have found myself reaching for it. I like it way more than I would have assumed I would 3 years ago or something. I think this is actually really pretty, especially if you like a luminous finish and more of just a hydrating feeling on the skin. Okay, I applied some eyeshadow primer and my brows. So now I'm gonna take, oh my goodness, such a good little quad. I think this is a must-have. This is the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow in I Love You a Latte. Amazing, amazing formula. Love it, they're all matte. I mean, they're just really pretty shades. So I'm gonna start with this and set my eyeshadow primer. Might put a little bit just barely up on my brows as well to kind of set them. Oh, I love this little quad. It's just so good. Let me show you some quick swatches of these. I messed up that one. There you go. Oh, look how pretty. I mean, awesome. Blendable, easy to work with. They wear well. I mean, so, so good. So let's use one of these, shall we? I'm going to use a BK Beauty 202 brush and get some of this shade right here. And apply this into my crease. I mean, you seriously could just apply some mascara and be out the door. Such a pretty eye look right there. So good. Okay, next I'm going to use the Milani, this is a pretty palette, Ungilded Most Loved Mattes palette. Here's what it looks like. Some really pretty colors in here. Blendable, pigmented, really a good palette. I'm impressed with this. This reminds me of a lot of the Too Faced matte palette, like kind of color tones and everything. Reminds me a lot of it. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of, what do I want to do? We're in some pinks today, some mustardy colors. Let's get a little combo of this shade and this shade and apply this onto my lid and into my crease. These are pigmented too. A little bit goes a long way with them. I'm gonna use a Morphe M507 brush and get a little bit of this one, a little dot of that one right there. And apply this to my outer corner, just for some depth and dimension there. I'm gonna use a couple of these Milani Gilded Shadow Sticks. So these are the Gilded Flora shadow sticks. So first I'm going to start with this one, which is, I don't know, this color. This one right here. And I'm going to apply this on the outer part of my lid and blend a little bit with my finger. If I can figure out this color name, I will list it for you. I really like these. They are pigmented, a really nice creamy blendable formula. They're not difficult to work with. So pretty. And then I'm going to take this other color that's kind of like purpley duochrome color and apply this on the inner half of my lid and blend. This one has less kind of color behind it and more just sort of a duochrome sparkly shift to it. So this one isn't quite as pigmented, but I really like the formula of these. So this one's not necessarily my favorite color, but I really, really like these shadow sticks. I'm gonna use this little e.l.f. palette. This is my Rose Will Go On eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna take a small brush. This is a BK Beauty 207. I'm gonna get some of this shade right here on this brush. And then I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray and apply this kind of on the outer 2/3 of my lid. Kind of going for like a rosy something or other sort of a eye look. Ooh, that is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Love the metallic-y shimmery shades in this little palette. I'm going to use that same brush and get some of the lightest shade on there. Spray it with some setting spray and then apply it on the inner third of my lid. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay, so I went ahead and applied some liner and mascara. So moving on to concealer. I'm gonna use the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken Caffeine and Vitamin C 5-in-1 concealer. I have it in 002. So just going to tap a little bit of this under my eyes and then blend it in kind of as a brightening, color correcting step. I talk about this in more depth in the New at the Drugstore video where I first mentioned this one. So I've already talked about this one. I really, really like this. I like the texture of it. I like the formula. I like how it applies. I love this color. It's a good one. Kind of just bringing it down on the side of my nose just for a little bit of brightening. I didn't really add a lot more product, just kind of pulling it down. And I'm going to use this Maybelline Superstay Concealer, 30-Hour Concealer. I don't know about that, but I'm going to use number 15 and just apply a tiny bit of this on my under eyes. I don't love this concealer. This one is not one of my favorite new products at the drugstore, but just wanted to use it so you can kind of see it in action. Again, I already talked about this one in another new at the drugstore video. Just not my favorite. I love a lot of Maybelline concealers, but this one is just not a winner for me. Now I'm gonna use this. I love, love, love this. This is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. I have it in Fair 150C. This is what it looks like. Here it is in the packaging. So I have definitely used this as a true powder foundation with just concealer and then this all over my face, and I really, really liked it. I loved the formula and how it applied, how it looked on the skin. It wore well. I like this color match. For me, it's a good color match, but then I'm gonna use it as a setting powder today. So just gonna get a little bit of it on a BK Beauty 108 brush and dab this in my T-zone. And then I'll use a fluffier, bigger brush for the rest of my face. I think it looks very smooth and forgiving on the skin. Like it just seems to kind of blur and hide imperfections. I'm really impressed with this. See how that just glided over that kind of textured area? I think this is so forgiving on the skin. So just to read a little bit of info about it, it says it is a primer-infused pressed powder foundation that delivers buildable coverage and an airbrushed finish. Yeah, I definitely think so. Let's see, buildable formula offers medium to full coverage and semi-matte finish. Yes, I would say semi-matte to matte finish. Medium to full, yeah, I mean, if you're saying medium to full for a powder foundation, yes, I think it has really good coverage. Not going to be as much as a full-on liquid foundation, but still good coverage for being a powder foundation. Let's see, non-cakey look, stays put, superior buildable foundation, even complexion that keeps shine at bay, non-comedogenic pressed powder, it's light as air, crease-resistant, talc-free, and it creates a flawless natural finish on all skin types. And choose from a range of 30 shades. I'm a big fan of this, y'all. I really, really like this. I think it looks pretty on the skin. I do need to bronze up a little bit, but I just think it looks really pretty. I like it a lot. I don't like, I mean, it works fine under my eyes, but it's not my favorite thing I've used under my eyes. I do prefer still a different kind of powder for that area, but everything else, love it. And I don't mind it under my eyes. I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit of bronzer. Using my Loreal Soft Matte Baked Bronzer. Baked what? Baked bronzer, yes. Just doing a tiny bit of this. I don't want to do a lot of bronzer because I'm going to use a lot of blush, but just a little bit of warming up my skin. I went ahead and applied just a tiny bit more of this. That's a no-no, really, applying this on top of a powder, but I wanted just a little bit more of a pinky bright color under my eyes. It's just a better color match, too, than this is. This is more yellowy toned. This is more pinky toned, so this is a better color match for me for under my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my eyes. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade. Yeah, I think just this one and maybe a dot of that one from the Milani palette and run this along my lower lash line, kind of outer half. I'll lightly bring it over, but I'm barely touching. Then just going to use a little bit of CoverGirl Clump Crusher on my lower lashes. Now I'm going to use one of my favorite new products at the drugstore. I am so impressed with this blush. This is the LA Girl Soft Matte Cream Blush. It says with vitamin E and jojoba oil, blendable cheek and lip color, long-lasting pigment. I have it in Grace and then also Rosebud. I'm going to use both because why not? We're going full on with the makeup, so might as well play with both colors. So let me get a brush. So it is a squeeze tube, kind of a packaging to it. Very functional, works nicely, I'm fine with that. So I just like to get a little bit of it on a little small stippling brush. And I just stipple this onto my cheeks. It does have a little bit of a scent to it, like sweet kind of smelling. So I like to just kind of stipple this on my cheeks. Now this is a deeper color, so I have to do quite a bit of blending on me with this shade, but I love it. It's kind of like a rosebud kind of a color, just a warm rosy shade, but really I find it to be pretty blendable. It wears really well throughout the day. I love the look on the skin. I'd say kind of more of like a, yes, a matte, but not a dry, flat matte. Almost has a little bit of a satiny sheen. It's just very flattering on the skin. See, just so pretty. This side I went a little bit crazier on it. Probably need to, let's just make this side a little crazier too. Make them even out there. And this other color actually is Rosebud. Okay, so Rosebud. I think the other one, well, I don't know. You can see what color Grace is. It's just kind of a warm, like rusty rose sort of color. This one seems more kind of bright pink to me. But Rosebud, I mean, it's still rosy and a sweet pink kind of color. So again, I'm going to get a little bit on my small stipple brush. I try to get the tiniest amount possible because I can always add more later. So this one is brighter. Don't worry, I'm going to go over this with a little bit of powder because clearly we got a lot of blush on. This one's almost like a watermelon kind of a pinky shade to me. It's brighter, definitely brighter than Grace. Okay, that's a lot of blush. So to tame this down a little bit, I'm going to get a little bit of the powder and kind of go along the edges to blend the line. That automatically kind of helps it look less whoa, but then I'm going to go over the top of it just a tiny little bit. See how much that tames it down? Makes a big difference. The other little e.l.f. palette I wanted to show you, I didn't use it today in my look, but this is Orange Dreamsicle. This one's really cute. It's kind of more of a light, I mean, Dreamsicle's a perfect color name for it. Orange Dreamsicle, yeah, it's pretty much that. It's not my favorite of the little quads, but it's still really good. I mean, the formula is really, really good on it. I just don't like reach for these kind of orangey kind of colors quite as much, but great formula, amazing price point. But this one's a must-have. And then I love Cream and Sugar. That's my other favorite. So something I'm not going to use in this look, but I did want to share with you because I really, really like this from e.l.f. This is the Glossy Lip Stain. I got this shade Fiery Red. This is really good, y'all. It says it is a gloss and stain in one infused with mango seed butter. It goes on glossy and stains the lips. Once the gloss fades, the sheer stain leaves lips with a pop of color. 100%. Like, that's what I found it does. Just a really comfortable, pretty formula. So Fiery Red, that's what it looks like. And yeah, it stains the lips, but then has a pretty glossy look on the lips. I mean, you can even see it's already started to stain my hand, but it looks really pretty on the lips. It's comfortable. I just like the formula of it. I like the idea of a glossy looking lip that then kind of leaves behind a little bit of a stain. It's pretty low maintenance, really good product. Okay, now I'm gonna use this e.l.f. liner. This is the Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner. And it says, lip liner. Yeah. I got soft pink and pretty much just says, Lips Liner Lipstick, the most perfect love triangle there is. Use the tip of the unique triangular shape to line lips, or use the full triangle to fill in the rest of your lips. So basically like a lip liner that you can use and fill in your lips. So I'm just gonna line my lips with it. I don't necessarily find the shape of this to be super helpful. I'd be fine with just a regular, you know, not triangular shaped liner. I'd be fine with just a regular shaped liner and just fill in my lips with it. I don't think it needs to have this shape necessarily to fill in your lips with it. So, but I mean, whatever. It's kind of different, but not necessary in my opinion. That's a pretty kind of warm pink color, is how I would describe that. It's really kind of borderline, more peachy, looks like to me, but still a really pretty color. So I have a couple of lip oil type products. First off, this Milani one, I have already tried this and really like it. This is the Fruit Fetish, and I got 130 Raspberry Peach. The interesting thing about this is this feels less like a lip oil to me and more like just a gloss that stays around on your lips for quite a good amount of time for being a gloss. It just doesn't feel as lip oil to me. It feels more like a gloss, like a slightly, there it is right there, really not any color to it. Smells amazing. So good. Yeah, raspberry peach. I can smell that. Oh, it smells so good. I liked this. I mean, it wasn't like sticky and uncomfortable on the lips. It really felt nice on the lips. Just has a little bit of a tackiness to it that kind of adheres it to the lips for a good amount of time. So I'm a big fan of this. I just think it's not what I usually think about a formula being for a lip oil, if that makes sense. And then I'm gonna use this one, the LA Girl Lip Oil Nourishing Gloss. And this is in Sheer Strawberry. Look how beautiful that packaging is. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Sheer Strawberry. It is a doe foot applicator. Yeah, this feels like more like a traditional lip oil to me. More of that oily, really slick feeling on the lips. Just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I like both of them. I reach for a product like this a little bit more than I do a true lip oil. Unless my lips are really, really dry, then I will reach for a lip oil. But I like this. It smells good. The packaging is beautiful. I think it's really, really pretty. Y'all, I can't believe I forgot to use this palette. It was in the other room and I forgot about it. It's one of my favorite new things at the drugstore right now. The LA Girl Young, Wild, and Free Eyeshadow. This is Nudie Cutie. I love this palette. So just know, I absolutely love it. It's amazing. The metallic shades are incredible. Let me show you some swatches. There's that one. Let me show you some of the mattes too. I mean, super pigmented, really easy to blend. They wear well. A gorgeous palette. I'll definitely have to use this in another video because it's really, really good. I mean, no complaints about this palette. I love the color story in here. This is totally a palette that I reach for regularly. This kind of a color story is a go-to for me. It's amazing. It is so good. Just to be able to use this palette, I actually hadn't thought about highlighters, so I'm going to use one of these as a highlighter. I'm going to use this one right here. This is a not Delium Tools. This is a Real Techniques setting brush. So I'm just going to apply this up on my cheekbones. I have definitely used, oh, so pretty. I have definitely used this palette for highlighter and blush, and it works great that way. Obviously works great as an eyeshadow. I mean, such a good formula. And I just love this color story. And then I'm also going to apply a little bit of that shade and a tiny bit of this one on the inner corners of my eyes, because y'all know I love a little inner corner highlight. Switching to a pencil brush where I can get a little bit more precision. Ooh-wee. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Such a good palette. I love a good inner corner highlight. That's so pretty. Okay guys, so here is the finished look. I'm really impressed with these products. I mean, honestly, other than this right here that wasn't as pigmented as some of the others that I have tried, of these shadow sticks, this is really the only thing that I wasn't like super in love with. Everything else I love, love, love. So yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful for you. Please give it a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below what you think about these products, if you've tried any of them. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on them. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.